Now, if you read that title and you thought to yourself, Michael, I've been to Disney multiple times and I've never even heard of Tables in Wonderland, don't worry, you are not alone. It's actually not that well advertised, but in today's video, I'm going to tell you all about it. Tables in Wonderland, previously known as the Disney Dining Experience, gives those Florida residents, DVC members, and annual pass holders the ability to buy this card and then get 20% off their entire meal at participating restaurants. It is a membership program with an annual fee, but believe it or not, this card can be used for up to 10 guests. Now you might be thinking, Michael, does this mean that I can pass around this card to different friends and they can just go with their family and enjoy dinner just with my card? Not quite. However, you can bring 9 other friends with you to enjoy a meal, and everyone's meal is 20% off. Now there is one small caveat to that. As the Tables in Wonderland card holder, you would be responsible for paying the entire bill. So the entire bill is your responsibility as the Tables in Wonderland card holder. You get 20% off, but you can't split up the check. That being said, after the meal, you could always PayPal or Venmo or give cash to the Tables in Wonderland card holder so you can split up the meal just a little bit easier. It just has to be done after or before, but the Tables in Wonderland card holder must pay the check. It definitely has advantages, especially for those married couples. Let's say you and your spouse have these 2 different cards. You have the primary card, your spouse has the primary card, and you have the secondary card. Together, you can bring a party of 20 people to a meal, and then the entire thing is 20% off. The price for a Tables in Wonderland card for an annual pass holder or DVC member is $150 per year, and the secondary card is $50 per year. For a Florida resident who does not have an annual pass, it is $175 per year. It also costs $50 to replace your card, so be sure to hang on to it. At first glance, it sounds rather reasonable, $150 and then 20% off basically all of your meals at those participating restaurants, but let's dive in a little deeper and see if there really is a savings here. Let's say you have a family of 4 who loves going to Disney World all the time, or maybe you're Florida residents and find yourself eating at these participating restaurants all the time. How many times would you have to eat at one of these restaurants in order to make that Tables in Wonderland card worth it? Now I know the prices of these meals can vary quite a bit, but let's just say on average this family spends $100 whenever they dine at one of these locations, just as a round number. A 20% discount on $100 is $20, so let's just assume, and again it varies greatly depending on your family size and how you like to dine and where you go, but let's just assume it's $100 every single time and you save $20 every single time. Let's say you are an annual pass holder to Walt Disney World and you paid $150 for your Tables in Wonderland card. You would have to go at least 8 times to one of these participating dining locations to make it worth it. 8 times doesn't sound too hard to get to, especially if you're a Florida resident. But if you're not a Florida resident and maybe you go twice during the year, that might be tougher to get to than you think. Now obviously there are a lot of personal variations to this. Do you find yourself at these dining locations 10 or 15 times a year? If so, it's definitely worth the cost. Or maybe you bring 9 friends with you and the bill is over $500 whenever you go, then the costs change quite a bit and the number of times you need to go to make the card worth it change as well. Another great benefit to the Tables in Wonderland card actually has nothing to do with food, it has to do with parking. Parking at a Disney resort is very expensive and it keeps going up and up, but if you have a Tables in Wonderland card and a reservation at the resort that you are parking at and you have a receipt after your reservation, Disney will waive the valet parking fee. Just be sure to let the parking attendant know that you have a Tables in Wonderland card, be sure to bring your receipt after the meal so they see it, and then they will waive the fee. To me, this is such a great benefit. So is the Tables in Wonderland card worth it? It's a bit tricky because it depends so much on your personal preferences. Not only does the party size matter quite a bit, but so does the amount that you like to eat during each meal. Let's say, for example, again, that party of 4 and you like to split entrees a lot and usually don't get appetizers or drink any alcohol, usually have water, then maybe it's not worth it because it would take you maybe 20 meals to get to that point for it to be worth it. Or maybe in your party of 4, everyone is an adult and maybe you have 2 bottles of wine on the table on many occasions and you enjoy the desserts every single time. If that's the case, maybe that savings would add up even quicker for you. It just depends on those calculations. So in total, I would recommend it if you find yourself dining at these locations all the time, maybe 7 to 10 times during the year, then it would be worth it. If you find yourself saving a lot of money at the table table and usually the bill isn't over about $50, $70, and you don't think you would go that frequently, then I don't think it's worth it. Now, I would love to hear from those in our Disney family who have a Tables in Wonderland card. Do you find yourself using it all the time? Maybe you're a Florida resident and you find yourself going even more because you have the card and you want to make it worth it, because that's another factor. This card makes you want to go so that you can use the card. That's part of the strategy, and it does work because we enjoy ourselves and we go to Disney more frequently. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.